Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's PureLink University webinar, When Machines Curate Experiences, the Rise of AI. I'm very excited about today's session because AI is one of the most talked about trends across practically every industry today, but in AV, it's starting to take on a very unique and practical role. So today we're going to be separating the hype of AI from the reality and explore how it is being used in our field right now, and also look at how it can fit alongside existing control and automation systems. And I'll also be sharing some examples of how PureLink is bringing these innovations to life. But before we dive in, I'd like to give you a quick intro to who we are as a company for those of you who may not be as familiar with PureLink. So PureLink was founded in 2002 by Min-Soo Park, who saw a critical flaw in the original HDCP specification. Recognizing that there was a lack of support for commercial applications, he took action, collaborating with Intel to help reshape HDCP to better serve the professional AV market. So this wasn't just a technical fix, it was the beginning of a philosophy, one that puts performance, innovation, and real-world use cases first, and we haven't stopped innovating since. So when we say we've led the way, we truly mean it, and here's just a brief look at some of our firsts over the last 2 decades. And this year in 2025, we've introduced 2 more major milestones. So one being our push-go meeting room solution, and another not listed here is our new 8K ready cross-platform matrix switcher, the Max 2, that supports native workflows in a single chassis. And today, PureLink is more than just a manufacturer. We're a house of brands engineered to support any installation environment. So first, we have our Icon Control and Automation brand of solutions. We also have our push-go meeting room solutions, our Max 2 cross-platform matrix switching, our PureStream AV over IP. And then we have Pure Media, which is our first generation of cross-platform matrix switchers, and HD Tools, which is our sort of Swiss Army knife type smaller AV solutions. So your everyday AV essentials, off the rack type stuff. And then Total Wire for connectivity and cabling. So together, these brands let integrators build entire systems around reliable, high performance building blocks. We currently serve over 400 plus clients, including Fortune 500 companies, global institutions, government and military clients, universities, house of worship, entertainment venues and theme parks, big portion of the cruise industry, and more. And our clients rely on us when failure isn't an option. So whether it's a command center, corporate headquarters, or a live event control room, we design solutions to meet the most rigorous demands. So that's just a little bit on who we are as a company, but for now, let's get into today's webinar, When Machines Curate Experiences, the Rise of AI. So AI is everywhere in the news, but it means very different things depending on the context. For example, in finance, AI can predict markets. In medicine, it's being used to help doctors interpret scans. And in AV specifically, AI is a little bit more focused. It's about how systems perceive and respond to the environment. But here is a key point, is that not all intelligence is AI. In AV, we already have powerful control and automation systems, so AI isn't here to replace them necessarily, but to complement them. So part of our conversation today will be about when automation makes sense, when AI makes sense, and why many AV systems still lean heavily on manual controls. So I want to clarify this difference up front between automation and artificial intelligence. So automation or control systems are rule-based. You press a button and a program sequence happens. The lights dim, the screen lowers, the projector starts. This is reliable and predictable. AI, on the other hand, goes beyond rules. It adapts in real time, making decisions based on context. So a simple example, instead of someone manually adjusting a camera every time a new speaker stands up, AI-powered tracking automatically frames that person. So ultimately, both have value. Control gives us that consistency, which is critical in corporate or government environments where compliance matters, for one. And AI brings us that adaptability, which is especially powerful in more dynamic environments like hybrid classrooms or collaboration spaces. But what is the reality today? So despite the buzz, AI adoption in AV is measured, not explosive. It's not transforming entire systems, at least just yet. Right now, most AI and AV is focused in two areas, one being cameras. So it's being used in instances of auto framing, speaker tracking, and creating more inclusive views of hybrid meetings. And the second area is audio. So we're seeing beamforming microphones that identify and focus on the active speaker for speaker tracking. So that's where the biggest and most practical impact is being felt today. And according to Avixa, about 62% of AV professionals believe AI adoption will accelerate first in collaboration tools. So especially your cameras and conferencing technology before eventually moving on to other systems. So when we talk about AI and AV, it's not about fully self-running rooms yet. It's about smart, targeted enhancements that solve real pain points. And those pain points are very real. So in hybrid work, about 76% of employees say poor meeting technology hurts productivity, and that's from Microsoft's Work Trend Index. But if you think about it, you've probably been in meetings where remote participants are only seeing the back of someone's head, or you hear muffled audio from across the room. So that's what we call the experience gap. In-room participants who are feeling connected, but remote participants feel like second-class attendees. So ultimately, AI can help close that gap, not with futuristic solutions, but with practical features available today. So that's smart gallery views, auto tracking cameras, and directional microphones that can make remote participants feel seen and heard without someone having to constantly manually adjust settings. Now, here's the important balance. Just because AI exists doesn't necessarily mean that it belongs everywhere. For large-scale room control, automation still makes a lot more sense. A lot of control systems or control platforms are designed to be predictable and reliable. If you're running a government operations center or a boardroom, you want confidence that the same button does the same exact thing every single time. And that consistency is vital for security and compliance. AI, on the other hand, is less about consistency and more about adaptability. That's why you won't see AI running your entire control system yet. Instead, you'll see it in targeted areas where adaptability improves the overall user experience. So let's focus a bit on those targeted applications where AI is actually working well today. So one, we're definitely seeing a trend towards smart gallery mode. So this is where the camera automatically creates equalized views so remote participants can see each person framed individually and not just as a big group shot. So this is actually a view that became popularized during the COVID-19 pandemic when we first hopped onto fully remote meeting views and got accustomed to seeing everybody's faces individually. The next is beamforming microphones or voice tracking. So these beamforming mics are using AI to isolate the speaker's voice while minimizing background noise simultaneously. And then the third is auto framing. So that's where the camera intelligently adapts as people walk into or out of the frame. So these are practical, tangible applications and not futuristic ideas of how AI is being applied in the industry at current, and they solve real challenges today. But you might be wondering, why don't we see AI in every system yet? So there are a few reasons why it's not being applied in AV across the board. One reason is because of reliability. So manual controls deliver a guaranteed repeatable results, and AI can sometimes behave unpredictably, and that's not acceptable in every environment, especially when you're talking about military and government applications. The next is cost. AI adds complexity, and not every room, environment, team, or project needs it. And then the third is adoption curve. So some of you may be familiar with the diffusion of innovation model. So way back in the 1960s, a professor named Everett Rogers noticed a pattern in agriculture. So farmers were being introduced to a great many innovations that could boost their crop yields, but many stuck with what they knew. And his research led to a pattern that still holds true today. People adopt new technology in stages. A few jump in early as the early adopters, but the majority tend to wait until the solution feels safe, proven, and simple. AI is naturally starting where it adds clear value, like cameras, and will expand gradually as the majority grows comfortable. So a part of the reason is also that humans need time to adopt new technologies and methods. So it really boils down to these three reasons for why we're not seeing AI in every single AV system, even for all its popularization in recent years. And so if you don't see AI in every PureLink product, that's not a gap, it's intentional. We're using AI where it genuinely enhances experiences and not just where it would be a gimmick. So I want to delve a little bit into some of our products that are currently using AI. And just an example of this is our latest HuddleCam 500. So this is a 4K camera that combines auto framing and tracking with a smart gallery mode. And that's incredibly important in today's hybrid meetings. Instead of remote participants watching a wide shot where some people are barely visible, Smart Gallery helps create that more equitable view so everyone has a seat at the table. It also features a beamforming microphone array, so the camera isn't just about video, it captures clear audio following whoever is speaking. And the best part, it's plug and play and has compatibility with popular meeting platforms like Zoom, Teams, GoToMeeting, and more. So this is AI applied in a way that's practical, accessible, and instantly valuable to meeting spaces. Next, we have the HuddleCam 360. So instead of needing multiple cameras to capture a roundtable discussion, this single device uses 4 HD sensors for a full 360-degree view. So AI-driven tracking lets you choose different modes, whether that's panoramic, speaker-focused, or smart gallery. And this is a perfect example of AI doing something automation alone can't. And it's recognizing automatically and framing speakers, even in dynamic discussions where people are jumping in from different angles. It also has a built-in mic and speaker, making it a true BYOD or bring your own device ready solution. So you just connect via USB-C and AI handles the rest. So overall, this is a very targeted use of AI in spaces such as roundtable discussions, council settings, etc., that really works to enhance these types of meetings. And now I want to take a moment to introduce PushGo. So some of you may already be familiar with our latest solution of PushGo. It's certainly been gaining a lot of traction in the industry for its simplicity and user-friendly qualities. But for the purposes of today's webinar, I want to delve a little bit into the AI features of this solution. But for those of you who are learning about PushGo for the first time today, PushGo is our holistic, all-in-one, kit-based meeting room solution. It consolidates control, video and audio hardware, and cabling into a single box. And each component is configured, labeled, tested, and documented in advance. So when it arrives, your team installs it in a single afternoon. You plug in audio, video control, connect the labeled cables, power it on, and press go. There is absolutely no programming needed. It's intuitive and reliable, and that reliability helps mainstream users as well as integrators and designer teams of any background and skill level adopt the system without hesitation. So we currently offer 5 different PushGo packages tailored for different meeting types and sizes, but I'll delve into the individual packages shortly. For now, I just want to go into a little bit more detail regarding PushGo itself. So first, PushGo arrives fully pre-programmed, as I mentioned. We do all the logic and configuration before the box even leaves our facility. So that means that when it arrives at your location, it's not just a pile of parts, it's a solution ready to deploy. So we will work with you ahead of time to determine what kind of meetings are happening in this space, what sort of room functions are needed, whether that's presentation, BYOD, hybrid conferencing, automation. And from there, we pre-build and program the system so it's optimized for your specific use case, but it still maintains the same predictable experience across all rooms. So you're not just getting hardware, you're getting a fully realized environment. Second, it arrives as a complete system. So as I mentioned before, every component from audio, video, switching to control panels is included, and not just included, but labeled, documented, and already pre-tested to work together. There's no guesswork, no third-party surprises, and there's no long list of dependencies you have to go chase down. Third, it's truly plug and play. No technical expertise is required for setup. Any tech can unbox it, connect the cables, and power it on. That's it, the room's ready. So training your team for these meeting room deployments becomes much easier, with install time going down to a fraction of traditional deployment times. And just to give you an idea of exactly how much time saving, we're seeing the install currently take anywhere from an hour to a single afternoon, depending on the PushGo package. And PushGo also offers built-in compatibility, working seamlessly with popular meeting platforms such as Zoom, Teams, WebEx, and more. And lastly, it's entirely scalable. PushGo isn't a small rooms only kind of solution. It scales from a 4-person huddle room to a 40-seat executive boardroom. We've truly built packages that meet each room's needs while preserving the ease of setup and the unified user experience. But aside from the easier install, and perhaps most importantly, it's easy to use. You walk into a room, you press go, and the room wakes up, lights adjust, blinds adjust, the display turns on, Zoom, Teams, or WebEx is launched, and the system is ready to go. So PushGo was named for that exact experience. It's not just about the installer, it's about the end user walking in, pushing go on a control or touch panel and starting their meeting, enabling an experience that is as smooth and as simple as possible. So because of this, PushGo is going to be ideal for fast corporate deployments or high volume educational settings or multi-site rollouts where consistency and ease of use are critical. Now, we currently offer 5 different PushGo packages based on room types, needs, etc., because no 2 meeting rooms are the same. The types of meetings, flow of ideas, way people collaborate drastically differ between industries and sectors. They differ between different companies and organizations, and they even differ between different teams within the same organization. So we've created 5 tailored packages here that target the main meeting types and workflows that are most commonly happening. So for example, PushGo Alta is our most streamlined option, kind of like a starter package of sorts, designed for smaller meeting spaces where simplicity and speed are everything. And this package is going to differ from the PushGo Taos, which is designed for bring your own device environments, perfect for hybrid teams, project-based workflows, or brainstorming sessions where content needs to move seamlessly between participants. Then we've got PushGo Aspen, which offers advanced switching for more dynamic and flexible meeting spaces. So this is going to be best for medium-sized meeting rooms that require more inputs and flexibility. So that's going to be your mid-sized corporate offices, conference rooms, and hybrid work environments that require a bit more advanced AV capabilities. And then for the large conference rooms and high-end AV installations, we have PushGo Stow on the bottom right here. This is our comprehensive high-performance solution featuring professional PTZ cameras, advanced audio, as well as room scheduling. So as you can see in the image, that's our room scheduling panel right there. So this package is ideal for training centers, executive boardrooms, and large-scale corporate environments that require that top-tier video and audio performance. But for today, I want to focus on PushGo Veil, which includes an integrated AI-powered camera, microphone, and soundbar for an all-in-one experience. So let's take a closer look at how AI and automation converge in the Push-Go Veil package. So this all-in-one meeting room solution includes the HuddleCam 500, but also integrates pre-programmed plug-and-play automation powered by our Icon T10 touch panel. So what that means is the automation layer gives you that predictability, while the AI-powered camera through the HuddleCam 500 is going to provide that adaptability. So when you walk into a push-go room, like in the image you see, you don't have to worry about whether the camera is framing the right people or whether the microphones are picking up clearly. The AI is going to handle that. Meanwhile, the automation via touch panel ensures that the system always powers on, connects, and operates in a consistent way. So really, you're getting the best of both worlds. So if you need a full video conferencing solution, the Push-Go Veil has you covered with its 4K high quality optics, HuddleCam 500, as well as including its true mechanical pan and tilt and built-in smart gallery mode. It's truly the ultimate package built for the hybrid meeting space, boardrooms, and executive offices that need professional grade conferencing solutions. So that's Push-Go Veil with its built-in AI. But like I said, AI isn't going to fit for every use case and workflow. And the important thing when it comes to the meeting room is figuring out where does something like AI enhance the meeting experience and become necessary for the types of meetings that will happen in this room versus when is it just going to be a cool feature that realistically won't ever be used? Is it necessary? Or just isn't what is prioritized for the meeting experiences happening in that specific room? So I've attached here a comparison chart that compares the 5 packages. And if you go onto our website, you can see the full comprehensive chart to get a greater understanding technically of how these packages differ. But this is just a helpful guide for you to determine best fit. So whether you're outfitting a small huddle room for a marketing team or designing a large executive space for hybrid workflows, there is a push-go package that fits and scales. And if none of these are a perfect match, well, in that case, we'll work with you to adapt the configuration while simultaneously keeping the core simplicity intact. And the best part is, no matter which push-go package you choose, the user experience is identical. So whether you're in a push-go Ulta room or a push-go Stow environment, the control interface, functionality, and reliability are always going to be the same. And just to actually show you how straightforward the installation process is, I wanted to take a moment to walk you through a quick glimpse of the installation guide. So this would be our Push-Go Veil guide right here. And we've spent a lot of time engineering and designing the Push-Go system to be as simple and foolproof as possible from both the system and technical side, as well as the actual delivery of it. So as you can see here, the guide is clean, visual, and incredibly easy to follow with every component clearly labeled with matching visuals. So there's no cryptic diagrams, no guessing which cable goes where, just very simple step-by-step instructions paired with images for every single step in the process. We also do include a dedicated operation guide linked on the bottom right here, specific to the Push-Go package you've chosen. So in addition to getting your system physically set up, you'll have clear documentation on how to actually use it, what the control panel does, what each button triggers, how to start a meeting, switch sources, adjust volume, and so on. This dual approach of an installation guide for setup and an operation guide for daily use ensures that not only your tech team, but your end users as well feel confident from day one. So there's no confusion, no training sessions, you just plug in, press go, and you're up and running. So moving away from push-go and looking ahead to AI at large, where is this going? And I want to emphasize that AI and AV will evolve gradually and not overnight. But in the short term, we're definitely seeing broader adoption of AI in cameras and microphones specifically, with possibly more refined smart gallery features and auto framing features. And in the midterm, we may start to see AI working in tandem with automation, predicting which presets are most used, for example, and offering them proactively. And in the long term, incremental improvements, not science fiction. AV will always balance the predictability of automation with the adaptability of AI. And so that's important. AI isn't replacing the systems we know, it's simply becoming another tool we can use when it best or when it makes sense to. So to wrap up, AI is practical today, mostly in cameras and audio. And automation still plays a critical role for consistency and control. AI adoption will be incremental, driven by user experience needs, and PureLink is currently delivering AI solutions that make sense for the now, like the HuddleCam 500, the HuddleCam 360, and our PushGo Veil package. So the goal isn't necessarily to make every system autonomous, but to create environments that are more inclusive, more efficient, and easier to manage. But that's pretty much it for today's webinar. Really quick before I close though, I do want to invite you all to sign up for our newsletter via our website and follow us on social media to stay up to date on the latest news regarding product launches, events, and future webinar classes. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to us at sales@purelink.com. We'd love to hear any thoughts and questions you may have. But that's it for today, and thank you for joining us for our webinar on AI.